Hello everybody and welcome to Milford, Connecticut Marketing. Today I'm excited to create this video for you because I'm going to talk about the 7 tips that I'm going to give you for local businesses that will help them rank better in Google. Now, all the time I get, why doesn't my website show up on Google? Every time I type in a keyword, everybody else shows up, but my website doesn't. How come? Why? Well, there's a lot of reasons why it's not showing up, but one of the main reasons is the on-page SEO and maybe even a technical SEO. But today I'm going to talk about the on-page SEO, okay? So we're going to get a little bit into the on-page SEO. I'm going to show you a blog post that I wrote, and I'm just going to follow through that script, okay? And then I'm going to, elaborate on just certain things that I talk about, okay? So let's get started. All right then, here's the blog post that I wrote, right? It's the 7 tips for SEO to get you in front of your perfect customer, right? All businesses want to get in front of their perfect customer. And I'm telling you about this today, okay? The first thing I do, when somebody says, hey Ray, how come my website isn't ranking on Google? And I type in a keyword and all these other websites are showing up, but not mine, okay? And first thing I do is, I'll pull up their website in the search results, and 99.9% of the time it's on-page SEO, okay? A lot of people that create websites, they don't realize, they go from a template and they just, fill in the blanks on the template. They don't realize that some of these templates, some of the blanks on the headings, they're all H1 tags, or they're all H2 tags, or there's no H tags at all, right? And big mistake is, here's the first one right here, the wrong title, okay? This person, he wants to rank for a personal injury lawyer in Milford, Connecticut, but he doesn't have the city name first. See, you're supposed to. This is like the most important thing in SEO on the page of your website. This is telling Google exactly what it is you want to rank for. You always tell Google exactly what it is that you want to rank for. So, in this example, the client would be, or the potential client would be, best to use a formula like city plus kitty keyword in the title, which makes more sense to Google, and that tells Google exactly what they want to rank for. All right. For example, they might want to use Milford personal injury lawyers. That would tell Google that they want to rank in Milford, Connecticut for personal injury lawyers. Simple, right? But 99%, like I say, of the businesses get this wrong. Okay. And so this is what happens when you type in, personal injury lawyers, right? You're going to get the top sites that are going to be ranking for that keyword. And I'll show you that in a little bit down below. But if you put in their, what they have in their title tag, which in their title tag is showing up here, personal injury lawyer Beecham Moses PC, right? You could see right here, if I put that exactly in Google, just like that, right? They rank to the top of the search engines in the 3-pack. And this is where they want to be. So it's very important that you tell Google exactly, and you have to put it in the title tag exactly what you want to rank for. So this is a technical aspect because remember, Google is a machine. It's a mathematical machine, right? So it's trying to figure out what your website's all about. When a person puts in a search in the Google search bar or in any search bar on their computer and they're looking for something, Google wants to show the searcher the most relevant search for the intent that they are using it for. So if somebody's looking for a personal injury attorney, right, this is their intent. They're looking for a personal injury lawyer or attorney, or that's what they're looking for. So Google is going to show them that, right? And if you're not ranking for that keyword, you're not going to show up in the Google results. And so the second tip for the SEO is a meta description, right? Now, looking at the first image that I showed you before, right? There's no meta description here on this page. Although, most SEOs is going to argue that it's not a ranking factor, and it's really not a ranking factor, but it most certainly is a click-through based factor, okay? You can use the description opportunity to entice people to click through to your website, which I know for a fact Google uses as a measure if or when they're going to show your results or they're going to show your website at all in the search results, okay? Simply, if Google gives you a shot in the organic search results and nobody's clicking on your links, it tells Google no one's interested in your stuff, and they're going to put you way down into the abyss of the World Wide Web, which in any sense of the word, it's going to be on the second page of Google, which nobody looks there, right? So you can actually see in this image that I got here of a client of mine that some of the keywords that Google's trying to, show people these keywords, right? And these are all the impressions that Google has given this person or this website. And you can see there's only 2 clicks to each one of these keywords. So out of 890 impressions that Google, Google's giving you a shot, right? They're giving impressions, right? But only 2 clicks. So this is telling Google the content isn't really good enough for me to show on the website. Or rather, I should say in the search results, not on the website. So, this is what Google does. It's, every once in a while, it's going to throw it out there. Will this stick? Because Google always wants to, upgrade its results. It wants to show people the most relevant stuff, right? So if, people aren't clicking on your stuff when Google shows it to somebody, and they're not going to show it as much. So, this is an indication that even though a description is not a ranking factor in Google, it does, it's click-through based, and if nobody's clicking on it, so I guess you could say it is a ranking factor, even though it's not technically a ranking factor. Now, another one of my tips is the H1 tag. I always see websites where either the H1 tag, there's many H1 tags or there's no H1 tags. And it depends on the person that's developing the website. See, if people are just using the theme, right? They're just adding text to the headings, they think people will like, or even, know it. They don't even know if they're H1 or H2 tags or even H3 tags. H1 tags is the second most important thing that you can put on your website, because this also tells Google exactly what it is you want to rank for. So I would just copy the title into the H1 tag area. Most of the time, it is the big bold heading in the beginning of the theme, and which, this right here, personal injury attorneys is the H1 tag in this theme of the website, as you can see right here, right? Personal injury attorneys and the heading and the H1 heading, okay? So this person, again, would be better off putting in, Milford, Connecticut personal injury attorneys, and they could even put their branding at the end of it. So H1 tags is a ranking factor, and I always, I just copy and paste the title tag into the H1 tag because, again, you want congruency and you want to show Google what it is you want to rank for. So now here's where I was talking about before about the person not ranking for this keyword, personal injury attorneys, because as you can see in my Ahrefs results here, personal injury attorneys, the difficulty is a 55. According to the volume, it gets 16,000 searches a month, and this is nationwide. This is, not in any one particular state, but if you divide that into, 50 states or whatever, or 49 continental United States, you're going to see what the breakdown is per state maybe, and, some more than others because of the, the nature of, people looking for, different things. It depends on, how many people are in the state and all this other stuff of how many searches it gets. But the fact is, it gets 16,000, and Google's saying, oh, it's a hard keyword to rank for. Well, this test site that I'm using, their DR is only a 31. So technically they can't rank for this anyway. But if you look into the competition results here, you're going to see that there are 2 websites that are under a 55 domain authority, which is this one here, 21, and this one here, which is 28. And this one here, 41, is below the 55 too. But I just want to show these 2 because this demo site that I'm using has a 31 domain rating. So technically they can rank for that keyword. So I would tell this person, look, if you want to rank for this keyword, I can see that there's websites that have a lower, even this one here, that's even closer to your website, are ranking in the top 10. You got to look at these competitive websites, see what it is that they're doing and why they're ranking for this keyword, and sort of use that as inspiration in order to write your own content and bring it even above the quality of the content that these websites are ranking for. So then in my SEO tips, the number 4 thing would be keywords in the beginning of the content, right? So when you're writing content, it's very important to put the keywords in the beginning of the content. So as you can see here on this blog post that I wrote, here's the title of the blog post here, and here's the starting of the blog post where you can see, hi, today I'm going to go over 7 tips for SEO, right? That's my keyword, tips for SEO. So I have it in the beginning of the content, and I also have it in the subtitles right here, tips for SEO. So you got to put your keyword in and around, sprinkle it throughout your content so that Google picks up on it and says, oh, this is what this content is all about, is tips for SEO. So another tip that I can give you is to use the people also ask part of the search results. So if I go into this search result for tips for SEO, you can see that the people also ask right here. These are the questions that they're asking, right? So if you click down here and click back up, you're going to get more questions that people are asking for on Google. And this is Google telling you, hey, this is what people are asking. So if you want to rank for this keyword, why don't you answer some of these questions that people are asking? And also you can also go back down to the bottom here and you can see other relevant searches that people are looking for. So I hope I wasn't too long in this tutorial. I just wanted to show you a few things that you could do to help you rank better in Google, and so that you don't have to say, wait, how come my stuff isn't showing up in the search results? Again, there's more to SEO than just these 7 things that I brought out. But these are the main things that you need to do. That this is like SEO 101. You have to do these things in order to even be considered to be ranked in the organic search results on the first page of Google. Okay, so just do this, and then you want quality content, research your competition and use their content as inspiration and make it better than theirs so that you show up in the top of the search results. Okay, if you like more content like this, like I said, I always say, just go down there and subscribe to my channel, ting that icon bell like everybody always says, so that you get more videos like this. Okay, this is Ray Albert with Milford, Connecticut Marketing. I'll see you in another video.